Crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir. Roota.com with your morning horns. Here's your sip of chaga coffee. It was going to be a short one today. It probably will be a short one. I was just going to announce that we have the date for the first Road to Roota live show. It's not the road trip. It's just a live show, one-off thing in Phoenix, Arizona on May 7th. There's lovely Phoenix, Arizona. We have to be in Phoenix, and I'm like, hey, let's do a warm-up show for the big tour. And so we are doing it on Friday, May 7th. And this is a shout-out to all Road to Roota members and people in that area around Phoenix, Arizona. We're looking for a venue. We're looking for some on-site help organizing. Best places are like outdoor park, bar. We're thinking afternoon on Friday. It's a Friday, May 7th. Afternoon into the evening. We bring our own music equipment, so we'll bring the stage and everything we need. We just need a spot to do it, to fit, 50 to 100 people. Maybe not. I don't know how many. Hey, if it's just a small handful, even better. But we want the ability to go up to 100 to even 150 people, maybe 200 people. Who knows how big this is going to get? But we do have the date, May 7th. It is a Friday. All you people, we will be talking about silver, obviously, which I want to get to in a second. We'll be talking about cryptocurrencies. We'll be talking about our favorite theta. And I'm going to see who's available to show up and hobnob. So this is a meetup event for Road to Roota, Friday, May 7th in or around Phoenix, Arizona. If you live in or around Phoenix, Arizona, and you're like, oh my God, I know the perfect outdoor bar, it would be awesome. Outdoor bars are great because the bar makes a lot of money because these people like to party and they're all flush with money because they invested in theta. But also, park settings are great too, bringing the kids and stuff like that. So get back to me if you are in the area. If you are in the area and you want to help organize this thing, all right? And that's Friday, May 7th in Phoenix, Arizona. I know there's quite a few people in Arizona, Road to Roota people who've already reached out. So reach out to me again, and I got staff. Paige and Amy and Josh can take care of it. They'll work with you, and you guys can help us find the perfect spot. All right. I felt ill this morning. I didn't feel ill. It's just par for the course. Check this out. Now, with all the fraud that's going on at the CFTC, how long have I been screaming about it? The fraud. I've been writing 20 years. 20 years of the regulator of silver is a criminal enterprise. The head of the CFTC has left and gone to one of the biggest market riggers out there, Citadel. High-frequency trader. They do all the dirty deeds. Ex-CFT chair joins Citadel Securities 27 days after leaving as regulator. Where are the laws prohibiting the revolving door between regulators and the criminal cabal? Where are your Congress people? Where's your conscience? They're destroying America. They're destroying free markets. Heath Tarbert, appointed chief legal officer at Kidd Griffin's market-making firm. Citadel Securities, the U.S. market maker owned by billionaire Ken Griffin, has snapped up Heath Tarbert, the former head of the main U.S. derivatives regulator, to be the chief legal counsel officer. This guy is scum. This company is scum. Tarbert left the CFTC just 27 days ago, having resigned his chair after an 18-month tenure. Citadel Securities announced on Thursday marked the latest in a long list of hires from U.S. regulators by Griffin. Tarbert replaces Steve Leparo, Citadel Security Counsel, who was a former director of the SEC Division of Trading and Markets. It is sick. America is sick and lost and corrupt, and our exchanges have been destroyed, which means our freedom is destroyed. Free markets are the road to freedom. not market manipulation, not covering up for market manipulation by the CFTC, by the SEC, not destroying lives of people trying to change the world when the SEC took down Reggie Middleton. Reggie invented DeFi and has a patent on it, my friends. Any of these DeFi companies says, hey, we're going to go DeFi, you better strike a deal with Reggie Middleton. He invented DeFi. And that's why the SEC went after him. And that's what these assholes do. And then they go get jobs, cushy jobs. Hey, job well done. Screwing up the entire market. Come work for us. And oh, by the way, make sure you replace yourself with someone who's very familiar with the system, shall we say. All right, let's see. Griffin also hired Greg Berman, the SEC's former head of research, who examined the role of high-frequency trading on the world's largest equity market, as well as Ryan Van Glack, who was an advisor to the former SEC chair Mary Jo White, amongst others. How blatant does fraud have to get? How criminal do we have to... How much in your face is the criminal system called the United States free market economic system? How much more criminal are they going to get before people wake the fuck up? The move has reawakened accusations of a so-called revolving door from so-called revolving door. That's the definition of a revolving door. This is the FT, obviously. The so-called revolving door is bullshit. It is the definition of a revolving door. This is just the latest regrettable example of a senior official selling out his public service to big finance, says Dennis Keller, president of the advocacy group Better Markets. Hey, Better Markets, I wish the best for an advocacy group called Better Markets, but you better get a tougher name, Better Markets. You better get, the bank killer advocacy group. That's what we need. This corruption disgusts the American people, and Congress should outlaw it. Congress should have outlawed it 50 years ago, 100 years ago, but Congress is part of it. Don't you understand? Congress is a huge part of it. How do you think they pay for their campaigns? We need to dump Congress. We need to dump the regulators. We need free markets. And the only way to get back to a free market is to destroy the COMEX, destroy the CFTC, the DTCCs, lying, cheating, and stealing. You think you own that share of stock that you have of Apple Computer? You don't. 10 people own that exact same share, and they don't even own it. A company called Seed and Company owns all that bullshit. Get your assets in your own possession. That's the only way to survive the coming collapse. All right. Sean Fagan, chief legal officer of Citadel, the hedge fund owned by Griffin, said in a statement, Heath has significant leadership experience and legal experience, as well as commitment to advocating for markets that are competitive, transparent, and resilient. Under Tarbert, the CFTC set records for enforcement. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, record criminality in cover-up. How's that? Including the most cases in a fiscal year. Yeah, they nail the little guys, and the big guys just pay a little fine and go about their criminal business. The move to Citadel Security marks a return to commercial work for Tarbert, who previously worked on international relations role at the U.S. Treasury Department. Oh, really? The Treasury's in on this too? And was head of the Bank of Regulatory Practices, Alan Overvey, the law firm. Citadel Securities has been a leading advocate for open and transparent markets, except when it comes to, say, GameStop. Yes, Citadel was knee-deep in that bullshit. I look forward to working with this outstanding team to build upon the firm's record of creating better markets for investors. You have criminals creating markets for investors. It's better for them first. Them first. You last. Do not play in their markets. Get your silver in your own possession. If you have gold, swap it for silver as fast as you can. Gold is the stupidest investment in the history of the world right now. Why? Because you're so smart that you figured out they're printing so much money, you knew you had to be in a safe and sound, secure asset, but you chose gold over silver. Silver is like gold on steroids. That makes any gold investor the dumbest person in the world because they got right to the 1 yard line and took a knee. Go over the goal. Score your touchdown. Swap your gold for silver. Now, all of it. No, there should be no, I have a little gold and a little silver. That means I kind of want to score a touchdown, but I'm going to stand here at the 1 yard line. Don't do that. I hope you understand. This is not a slam on the goal bugs. This is a, hey, wake up and get past the goal line. If you own gold, you're brilliant, but you're not going in the end zone. If you own silver, you score the touchdown. You've gone 99 yards, but just that one last yard. That makes you a dumb investor. If you're smart enough to get in gold, but are not smart enough to have all silver instead of gold, I can't help you. You need to help yourself. You know the arguments. You've made the arguments yourself. Why do you own any gold at all? Nobody should own any gold or gold mining stocks. Because if you believe in that philosophy that they're destroying the dollar and gold is sound money, then you should know there is one step more to take, and that is to swap all your gold for silver. Because silver has the exact same qualities as gold, except, this little tiny thing called industrial consumption. There's massive amounts of gold in the world. There's very little silver. All right. Tarbert joins the firm after it has come under intense scrutiny for its position as the largest market maker in U.S. equity market and its role in January's fevered trading of so-called meme stocks such as GameStop and AMC Entertainment. Buying and selling became so heavy, some brokers such as Robinhood were forced to restrict GameStop trading of shares, drawing anger for customers and high-profile politicians. So what has been done? Okay, Mr. Politician, what have you done? Have you criminalized this activity? Have you put the board of directors of Citadel into jail? You put Martha Stewart into jail. Why wouldn't you put Citadel into jail? They're doing 50 times worse things. And Jeff Talbot should go right with them. For those of you who've been around the road route a long time, I used to go to the CFTC and say, hey, it's easy to fix the market. It's easy to fix the silver market. Here's 17 requirements for a freely traded silver market structure at roadrooter.com. I'm not just bitching about it. I'm going to say, here's how you fix it. And they said, oh my God, we couldn't do that. We couldn't let everybody know everybody's positions. No, we couldn't do that. Why not? You will never have a freely traded market until all of these 17 things are implemented. And it includes melting down all the silver that's available right now because a lot of it is fake. It's got molybdenum in it, especially 1,000-ounce bars, 100-ounce bars. Nobody drills their bars. It's insane. Gold, it's just ridiculously insane. But even in silver, melt down all the 1,000-ounce bars in the world and see what's in them. Oh, by the way, the Perth Mint bars, keep an eye on Macquarie Bank. They run the hedge book for Perth Mint. They just made a $3 million ounce delivery on an off delivery month of silver. And that came right from the Perth Mint. We're going to talk more about that in the coming days. They are scrambling. Who's got bars? Who's got bars? The Perth Mint had 7 million ounces in 1,000-ounce bars that they were holding in their allocated pooled account. Oh, by the way, they were also using that through Macquarie and some financial shenanigans as shorts on the COMEX. They got called. That's why this metal is going right to the COMEX deliveries. Now, they don't even have to ship it. They could just do swaps and swaptions as done out of the Perth Mint Treasury. A company called Gold Corp. At least it was called that. I don't know if they still call it Gold Corp. That's who plays the shell games. And Macquarie Bank is the bag man on the COMEX for Perth Mint. And it's all orchestrated with the cabal. Virtu Financial does the trading. JP Morgan hides a lot of the physical silver. It's a big con. Anyway, some of these 17 things, I've gone through them all many times. You can find this at roadrooter.com. Number one, excessive concentration. That's the funny one. 8 traders control all of the short position. 8. Controlled, I think it's 99% of the short position. net short position. 8 traders. We all know who they are. You can see them every week on delivery days. JP Morgan, Citibank, Macquarie. Deutsche Bank used to be there, but Deutsche Bank kind of disappeared because China took care of their crazy short position in silver. A lot going on behind the scenes. End excessive concentration. There's no reason any bank in the world should be allowed to trade in commodities or derivatives. Banks have a special, unique place in the world because they have the ability, they have a banking license, the ability to create money out of thin air. For every $1 they have, they create $9. At least $9. Some create a lot more. That's money creation. It's not done at the Fed. It's not done at the Treasury. It's done at the banking level. That is a license to print money. And yet, the regulators allow these assholes to print money out of thin air and then go rig commodity markets. In what world do our commissioners and our politicians think that this is an okay thing? And who bails out the banks when they make a wrong bet, which they always do, and we're coming up to another moment? We the people. We nationalize the losses, privatize the wins, nationalize the losses. It's pathetic, it's sick, it's wrong, it needs to stop, or we're going to lose our country. We are losing our country. We need to fix this. Second, public disclosure of position. Hey, wouldn't you love to know exactly who was doing all this trading? 1 billion ounces in a day? We should all know exactly who made what trade and when, what their book looks like. There's no room for secrecy anymore in the financial markets. No room for secrecy. No hiding things in shell companies, JP Morgan. None of it. Where's the JP Morgan disclosure of how much silver they actually own? It's nowhere in their annual reports, nowhere. And how many derivative contracts do they trade? And why are they the number one delivery and metal mover in the world? And why do they have half of all silver and controlled? Half the silver in the world is controlled by JP Morgan, who just got fined $980 million for rigging the silver market. What don't we understand about this? Number 3, certified metal. Yeah, a lot of it's fake. This Perth Mint stuff, they might have bars in-house, but they have all been rehypothecated through Macquarie Bank. Now it's going into COMEX deliveries. What are they going to do next month? When the 7 million ounces of Perth Mint 1,000-ounce bars is gone, has been delivered, where's the next pile of 1,000-ounce bars? Next month's going to be a monster month, and they don't have the metal. They do not have the 1,000-ounce bars to deliver. Most likely, what are they going to do? They're going to shut down SLV and try to steal all that metal, but it is the property of the trust owned by the shareholders, which are people who invest in SLV. And I can tell you right now that Jeff Curry lied when he said that the shorts on the COMEX was ETF hedging. Because I've seen the large holders. And no, there is no gigantic, for the top 4 traders, that's 300 million ounce short position. Nobody has even close to that. And the people who are short are not long. They don't own the shares of SLV much more than, I think the biggest was like 7 million. And when you have a 300 million short, that's a lie, Jeff Curry. And you're an authorized participant. Why aren't you in jail? You are legally responsible for not spreading rumors and lies. And that was a blatant lie. They throw Martha Stewart in jail again. That's the most high-profile person who's gone to jail. Maybe Bernie Madoff, but Bernie Madoff was just a fall guy. He wasn't very bright. His counterpart, Vincent Viola, was a little smarter, a little more corrupt. That's why he runs Virtu Financial right now and is an authorized participant in SLV. A high-frequency trading company is an authorized participant in a physical metal ETF. Analyze significant price action. We can tell all you got to do is completely have open books with the world. on every trade that happens on the COMEX. Who is it that's slamming, throws a billion ounce short sell order on the market to crash it down? We want to know the names of every firm that is involved and watch all the emails. Read the emails, the text back and forth from these traders at JP Morgan and Citibank and Scotiabank these guys are still on trial. The JP Morgan traders are still on trial under RICO charges, meaning racketeering, for colluding with each other on slams. All that should be visible. Analyze significant price action. And it's just not down. It's when the price goes up too. We should know who is forcing the price up or down. And why. And how big of a manipulation are they performing? Audit past manipulative maneuvers. Yes, the 2011 artificial bear market started because JP Morgan put a guy named Bill Daley in as Obama's chief of staff. Bill Daley was Jamie Dimon's head of his SWAT team, is what he called him. When there's a problem, you put Bill Daley in charge. So he put him as Obama's chief of staff. They brought the price of silver from $20 to $50 in 2011 and then slammed it down. Got the weak hands in and destroyed them. I call it Operation Silver Slam. It started an artificial bear market in 2011 that continued on through till last year. That's how powerful these assholes are. Audit, verify, certify, approved warehouses. JP Morgan has been proven to be one of the most criminal and fraudulent banks in the history of history. And yet, they're allowed to be the controller of half the world's silver. That is wrong. We need to go in there, melt those bars down, audit every bar. Physical hedges need to be certified, need to be analyzed. I don't know anybody who hedges to the kind of degree that we have a 400 million ounce short position for just 8 traders on the COMEX. There is no entity in the world. No, miners are not hedging. And those who do have lost their asses. Talk to Barrick. Talk to Hecla. Hedging metal is the go-to thing for the criminal cabal. They look around, where's the metal? Where's the real metal we can use to rehypothecate? To use swaptions on. That's an option on a swap. To justify our short position. The CFTC should be saying to the 4 and 8 largest short positions on the COMEX, where is the justification of holding such a gigantic position? Because it is not the ETFs. It specifically says in this prospectus it cannot be hedged on with derivatives. It is flat out pure ownership by the trust and owned by the shareholders. You can, if you have 50,000 shares of SLV, scream at your broker. I want to take delivery of those 50,000. And we'll see if JP Morgan can track them down. Remove exchange for physical, that's obvious. Investigate collusion between large traders, that's obvious. Compare volatility to supply and demand. Silver should be the most sleepy metal on planet Earth because the production out of the ground, it's just like this. It's no more than 5% up or down every year, even with COVID. Well, COVID was down a lot, but that should be the exact opposite. There's less silver available. Silver should be up at $1,000 an ounce right now. I love this one. Employ experts to regulate gold and silver markets. The CFTC is freaking ridiculous. I used to talk to them. I call them on the phone. They have no idea what the silver market even is. They call them economists who check out the market. And then they go and work for guys like Citadel. And then this is who the CFTC is. Look at that smirk of that asshole. He knew what was going on the whole time. His job was to hide crimes. Control gold, silver derivatives. I mean, the fact that over 100 billion ounces of silver are traded every year on the COMEX and over 100 billion ounces are traded every year on the LBMA should just stink to high heaven because there's only been 600 billion or 60 billion ounces ever mined in the history of the world, and yet 3-4 times that trades every year. Come on. Ban high-frequency computer trading. That should be over every market. Daily volume limits and public disclosure. Yes, JP Morgan should not be able to put a sell order for 1 billion ounces of silver in one pump. That's manipulative trading practices. And look at number 17. Mind you, I put this out, I don't even know how long ago, 10, 15 years ago. Number 17, CFT employment restrictions. The revolving door between U.S. regulators and the U.S. and the Wall Street firms they are supposed to regulate is one of the most egregious travesties of justice ever perpetrated on the investing public. The CFTC commissioners and legal staff are clearly as guilty as senior members of the SEC. CFTC employees should not be able to work for or be associated with any company or commodity they regulate for at least 10 years before and after their employment at the CFTC. Without this separation, the urge to favor past or future employees is too strong. CFTC employees should be rewarded for enforcing the laws, not bending them. Voila. The CFTC never listened. Now, there is another way to fix the market without all these things they say they can't do. Oh, this is Bix. This is way out of hand. You can't say this stuff. How are we going to melt down all of ours? You want to do it differently? You could have done it with Reggie Middleton's Veritasium token. You could have done it. As a matter of fact, Reggie had signed MOUs with both the Jamaican Stock Exchange and a large European one. I was told it was the German Stock Exchange. Ready to go, ready to clean up the markets. And so the bad guys at the SEC took them down. No, it was not their decision. It was their master's decision, the people on Wall Street. All right, that's all I got. I told you it'd be a short one. Finished the Jenny Moonstone reading on silver, where we are. Holy shit. Another holy shit reading from Jenny, along with discussions of Holochain, the new elemental token. Interesting. It's very early and interesting. They got a lot to do to become viable, and whether or not the token will make money, I don't know. But Jenny had a really interesting take on it. So go check those out. That will be posted later today. Today is Friday the 2nd. Oh, happy, was it Good Friday? Happy holiday. It's Bix Weir. RunToRoota.com. Talk to you later.